Welcome to another adventure. I've just driven about 4 hours east of Perth with another photography buddy, Paul Cooper Photography. I'll introduce you to him soon. We've started a 7-day trip and this is our first stop. Lake Campion Nature Reserve, which is a series of salt lakes, and I'm on the edge of Lake Brown, and it's one of the larger salt lakes I think in this area. And also off in the distance behind me is Eaglestone Rock, which we'll go and explore next. Looks like there's some nice rock formations and so forth that we might be able to shoot there as well. So anyway, we'll do a little bit more scouting here, and yeah, hopefully this will be video 1 in a small series. Not sure how many yet. And okay, let's go exploring. Very cool rock formations just here. I am wondering whether we might be able to squeeze a camera maybe back in behind here, and if that aligns well with the Milky Way, that could provide some nice framing. Although on this particular one we do have a tree in the way. I may just keep looking a bit further. There's quite a few of these formations around here, so we might find one that lines a little bit better. How cool is this? Can I show it to you? I'm not sure if I'm going to get the angles right. But we've just pushed ourselves back into a little cave here. And the Milky Way is going to be rising up through this area here. So nicely framed in this window. So I haven't got my camera gear here with me at the moment, but hopefully I can go wide enough to pick this up. I should be able to. I'll either use my 20mm or the Laowa 10mm. Once I get back here and set up, I'll see how it looks. But yeah, this looks like lots of fun. And I'll just spin you around. There's a few little spots through here which will work. Even this one, it's the Milky Way will be just sort of through there in this little pocket. And just come out of the cave. There's quite a few other spots around here which will work equally as well, looking out in this direction over the salt lake. Very cool. So here's another cave that I've managed to tuck myself into. You can see the opening there. If we could push ourselves far enough back, we could probably get a nice little rising Milky Way from here as well. The core's actually rising about 7:30, so it's very early. It'll be out of view probably by 9 o'clock or so, so we'd need to get ourselves set up pretty early, which is fine. But yeah, definitely going to come back and explore this spot. We'll set up some cameras here a little bit later. Okay, I've done a little bit more exploring and I've climbed up Eaglestone Rock itself, or at least that's Eaglestone Rock behind me there. And this looks like a pretty interesting location to shoot the setting Milky Way. It'll actually be setting pretty much horizontally directly behind me here. We'll be able to shoot until roughly 5:30ish before it's twilight, and yeah, that should be enough for the core itself to pretty much set behind the rock here. I need to get quite close because just behind me there's quite a bit of bush, so there's a bit of bush that will be actually in the way of the shot if I go too far back. So yeah, I think this could work with either the 20mm or I might even go with the 10mm just to try and capture a little bit more. Early start, after might be able to grab a couple of hours sleep in between shooting the rising Milky Way and then capturing the setting Milky Way. If you can hear those voices behind me, there's a few rock climbers here. This spot is very popular with the rock climbers. Going to be a cool night. I found another little interesting nook here with this curved, gnarly tree branch. It's pretty tight, as you can see. I'm kind of squatting in amongst some scrub and stuff, but it could work. This will be for the setting Milky Way. The setting Milky Way is actually sort of coming down through this area here. Definitely a 10mm shot due to how tight it is. I'll see how I go in the morning and see how I feel, whether I want to give this one a try or not. But yeah, I like it. Might work a little bit better later in the year when the Milky Way is setting a little bit later at night. At the moment it's going to be it'll still be a little bit high possibly, but I might give it a go. Okay, first meal of the trip.
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing but the best.
So for those who haven't met Paul, this is Paul Cooper Photography on Instagram and also
on YouTube.
Also on YouTube
And Facebook.
So
And
give Paul a follow, and you're going to see a bit more of Paul in the next few videos, I imagine.
Sorry. I'll say sorry straight up right now. So yeah, sorry.
But Paul's been very kindly supplied dinner tonight, which is
some brisket, some coleslaw, some homemade buns. So yeah, nothing but
perfect. As the sun, let me turn you around. As the sun sets in the Australian outback, what more can you ask for? We've got the four-wheel drive, we've got the van, and we've got clear skies, which is not bad for, is it winter yet? Nearly.
No, not quite. It's pretty
The tail end of autumn. We've got beautiful clear skies. How long they're going to last is questionable, but for now, we're going to make the most of it. Okay, here we are back at my favourite little cave. So I'm just going to climb up here with the tripods and see how it looks. Well, that's a little bit of a struggle to get a good shot here. I kind of need something in between the 20mm and the 10mm. I've got the 14mm Sony, but unfortunately I don't have an adapter for the Sony at the moment, which I'm going to get soon after selling the A7R4. So I'm going to go with this, with the 20mm. Set up my time lapse here, and yeah, I think it should be good. There's a nice gap here opening up through the cave. The Milky Way core should just sort of follow the line of the gap, so fingers crossed this works out, and we'll see how we go. A little bit hard showing what I'm doing in here, so hopefully this will give a little bit of a insight into how awkward some of these shots can be at times. So what I'm planning to do is probably focus stack the inside of the cave with a little bit of low level lighting, and then I'm going to kick the time lapse off, and probably with the cave not lit, and then I can just drop the focus stack foreground on top of the time lapse. That should work quite well. Okay, I will get on with it and get the inside of this shot. Here are a few images to show the focus and exposure blending used to create a foreground image for use in both the time lapse and stacked image. Hang around to see the end result when I return to collect the camera in a few hours. In the meantime, I joined Paul in another cave. So here we are, a couple of cave dwellers hiding away in outer caves, waiting for the Milky Way core to rise. Paul's got his camera, mine's beside him there. I've got the 10mm on the the Nikon Z6 III. Paul's got his Canon R6.
Yep, with the 20mm f1.4 new lens.
He's got his, just in case you didn't hear that, he's got his 20mm f1.4 brand new lens, and we've got the Milky Way just starting to break the surface across the top of the salt lake there. Okay, this is shooting the rising Milky Way on the new Sony ZV-E1 with my Sigma 24mm f1.4 art series. I'm currently shooting it at f1.4 ISO 409,600. Crazy. Looks pretty good, to be honest. As the Milky Way rose, I decided to climb above the caves in search of better panoramic views. Okay, just finished doing the tracked panorama, and I did a foreground from up here as well, because I haven't really got much else to grab for a foreground with the whole full Milky Way arch. So hopefully this will look okay. It's nothing spectacular, but the actual Milky Way itself was pretty amazing. The skies here are just so clear. So I'm going to pack the gear up and wander back down onto the Salt Lake shoreline and have a look what's happening down there. Maybe grab another couple of shots there and then call it a night until we'll grab a few hours sleep at least. And maybe get up around 3:30, 4 o'clock if I can manage it. It's got really cold now, so don't hold it against me if I don't manage it, but I would love to catch the setting Milky Way as well over Eaglestone Rock. Well, anyway, I'll see how that goes. But first, let's head back to the cave and see how our time lapse is going. Okay, just wandering back into the cave to collect the time lapse camera. It's probably out of battery now, but hopefully we got something. So, oh, it's still shooting actually. That's cool. See if I can interrupt it. Yep. What do we get? That's my lights. Yeah, that looks good. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Look at that. Awesome. Okay, we'll process that later on. And thanks, Cave. And pack up. And here is the edited result of the time lapse, comprised of some 700 images captured over a 3.5 hour period.
Well, that was a good night.
Yeah, not too bad.
I was pretty impressed with that.
It's a relatively early one, isn't it? What's the time?
Yes.
It's only about 10 o'clock, I think.
Yeah, 10:30ish.
10:30, yeah. Milky Way is getting a bit high now.
Yeah.
And,
Making it a bit harder. A few clouds starting to come through as well.
Yeah,
Which makes it.
I got the clouds too.
Yeah. Some of those have been pretty interesting though.
Yeah.
Especially on the time lapse. I reckon that's looked pretty good on time lapses.
Yeah. So I was pretty happy with my time lapse, and you said yours worked out well?
Surprisingly well.
Yep.
Yeah, just perfectly timed. The Milky Way kind of went out of visibility because I was in the cave and the Milky Way was going up, and it just went out of the view of the camera just as I turned it off. So I was pretty happy with
Awesome. And while I was up there shooting my panorama, what were you doing down here? Did you go up the other end and have a look?
Yeah, I went
cracks?
down to the Salt Lake side.
Yep.
So I had the camera set up pretty low on the Salt Lakes to try and get some of the cracks. Don't know how that's going to come out.
Yep.
And then I did a pano of the Milky Way.
Cool.
So just before it got too high.
Yeah.
It was good. Really impressed with the lens. I was looking at some of
the new 20mm?
Yeah, I did some normal shots and some track shots. My alignment wasn't great, so I was only getting like a minute, but I was pretty impressed with it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've been having a bit of fun with the Sony ZV-E1.
Yep, nice.
Trying to learn it. I'll include some of the footage from here if it turns out. That's video footage, of course, rather than having taken any shots with it.
Yep.
So anyway, we're going to probably call it quits for now and see if we can... I won't speak for you, but I'm going to see if I can get out of bed a bit early and go and
the more beauty sleep I can get, the better.
Yeah. You're going to try and do the setting or not worry?
I might have to wait and see how I feel when I wake up.
Yeah, no worries.
So, yeah, we'll see.
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and we haven't seen Virat and Shashir for a little while, so I think they may still be shooting. They're a bit more hardcore than we are at the moment. So,
a lot more hardcore.
And we've got a week ahead of us, so
Well,
we've got to
yes.
pace ourselves a little bit.
Yep.
Okay, guys. I might catch you a little bit later this morning. See ya. Well, that was a little bit tough, but Paul and I have managed to roll out of bed at 3:30 in the morning.
You escaped the van.
Yeah, we had a little sign that we probably shouldn't be doing this, which was the van door would not open for us. But Paul managed to do a Houdini trick and slid out the window and unlocked it from the outside, fortunately. Anyway, we've woken up, beautiful clear skies, and we're going to go head up Eaglestone Rock and hopefully capture some setting Milky Way. So I'll talk again when I get up there. Right, so we've climbed up to the top of Eaglestone Rock, and that is Eaglestone Rock you can possibly see behind me, if I can get the camera angles right. So I didn't bring the tracker with me, so I'm just going with stacked shots here. So I've got the Z6 Z6 III set up here with my 35mm, and I'm just going to shoot the foreground here. So probably a small pano, maybe 5 shots in vertical orientation. I'll light paint it with some low level lighting, and I'll see how that goes. And if that if it looks a bit too flat, I might even do a bit of handheld light painting. And then I'm going to shoot the sky pano. I can just move about 50 meters across from here. I've got clear skies to the west, and I'll do a little stacked pano with the same lens and then blend the two together. So that's what I'm doing at the minute, and let's see how that goes. Right, well, that was a pretty successful early morning start.
Yep,
I'm glad we did it. Crawl out of
the hill
bed.
climb in the dark.
Yep.
Got lost coming down.
I think we found about 4 or 5 different ways of getting up and down that hill. It all looks different in the dark. Yep. In fact, speaking of the dark, I can't see where I'm going. Yep. Oh, there we go. So, yeah, that was good.
That was good.
I think we both got a couple of extra compositions out of it.
Yeah, definitely more compositions there than there was last night.
Yeah. Okay, so let's we might grab another couple of hours sleep. It's about
No sunset?
sunrise.
Sunrise even? Yeah.
Yeah. So sunrise is still about an hour and a half off. Just walked off the path. So the question now is, hour sleep or
yeah, sunset.
Sunrise.
Sunrise. Jesus Christ. I think my sleep might be the way to go.
Yeah, you can tell it's about 5:30 in the morning after not much sleep. Okay, guys. We'll put some results together. Hopefully Paul will share a few of his with me and vice versa. And we'll see you in Kalgoorlie. See ya.
Yeah.
As high clouds started rolling through, of course we were unable to resist the temptation of capturing some sunrise colour over the salt lake. So armed with a quick brew, we wandered back down to the shoreline.